It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
And on one of the epic nights in the NBA, welcome one and all to the All-Star Game on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside former All-Star Shaquille O'Neal and a guy who has watched the All-Star Game a lot, Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, I thought you were going to say your name. You've watched it a lot as well.
And I'm fixing to watch another one. Tonight, it'll be the West All-Stars up against the East All-Stars. And even though today won't count in the standings, still such an exciting day in the NBA, and both teams are up for this one. And how much fun is this? The All-Star Game officially upon us, typically a high-scoring, fast-breaking affair. Shaq, any reason to think it's going to be anything different this time around?
Well, there are no more Dikembe Mutombos.
Oh, that was very impressive.
Thank you, Ernie. Not as many shot-blocking centers in the league now. That might have slowed things down a little. Offense rules the game. I wish Dikembe was still here so he can go, no, Ernie.
How about if I play you and you play Dikembe?
No.
Mr. Mutombo, I really like the way you played the game, and I like it when you used to wave your finger.
Well, thank you, Ernie. Everything good. Shaq threw 2 elbows in my face. I think he called it elbow sandwich.
Well, I'll be you, Ernie. Hey, so Kevin Harlan, we're going to go courtside with you, and we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm really confused now.
I'm not.
Hi, everyone. We welcome you to the NBA All-Star Game. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg.
And you know what? This is probably, Kevin, my favorite date on the NBA calendar. I mean, with the amazing collection of players we have here tonight, this year promises to be an epic event.
Absolutely.
Guys, it always is. I mean, the privilege of playing in this game means so much to every one of these players. I mean, being on this huge stage brings out the best in the NBA's biggest superstars.
This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the floor for the West All-Stars, Marc Gasol is out there with Davis, and it's Durant. Then there's Steph and Curry, and it's Harden in at the 2.
And for me, this is always one of the best weeks of the year. So much fun for everyone involved. Fans, players, coaches. What a blast.
Yeah, the NBA knows how to throw a party in celebrating its game. There's no doubt about that. And All-Star Week is one great show after another.
Now Wall. After the missed 3 from Steph and Curry. Count that one.
And you know, this game, yeah, in a lot of ways, guys, has belonged to the Western Conference the entire decade. I mean, and last year they got the job done again. So although it did come down to the wire, the end result still was Western Conference dominance. And you know, there were a couple of records that fell at last year's All-Star Game, but to me, the most shocking one of all, the number of three-pointers made. 48. I mean, the teams, they combined for 48 threes.
Here's Davis, following the basket by LeBron James. Outside Curry. Here's the 3. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Curry. Davis has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, the All-Star Game D is in full effect. They typically clamp it down in the second half.
And those 48 three-pointers you talked about, Greg, the previous high for threes in an All-Star Game was 30. So that's what I call shattering a record, huh? Man, oh, man.
It was insane. And really, that speaks to the evolution of the game as well. The game has become far more perimeter-oriented in terms of the skill set.
And a wide-open look for James. From outside, off the mark. On offense, here are the West All-Stars. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
And Davis can't get it to go.
And if you remember last year, I mean, no star shined brighter in this game than Russell Westbrook. How about 41 points, just one off Wilt Chamberlain's all-time record. And I'd say Russell was a very deserving MVP.
Here's Curry. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Durant kicks to Gasol. The basket good off the assist from Durant.
Not a lot in the way of defense here tonight, but, you know, that's about the norm.
Yep, this game is always going to be about offense, about entertaining these fans as much as possible.
That All-Star Game scoring record of Wilt Chamberlain, which Westbrook came so close to breaking last year, has now, Greg, been on the books for over 50 years.
Unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, when Westbrook had that 27 points at halftime, I thought for sure that record was going to go down.
Now here's Curry. Sinks the three-pointer. Curry's got a pair of threes now in the first quarter for the West All-Stars.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Wall up top, guarded by Curry. Wall passes to Horford, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And this game literally has been wide open as it gets.
Yeah, both teams completely neglecting their defensive duties.
And guys, just thinking back to last year's All-Star game, I mean, something that was really special. How about the sight of Pau and Marc Gasol, two brothers facing each other on the opening jump ball?
Fast break, here they come. Here's James, and they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. A big group substitution here for the East. Pau Gasol's checked in for Horford. Anthony comes in for Monroe. Wayne Wade's checked in for Butler. And it's Lowry in for John Wall. Then for the West All-Stars, Griffin's checked in for Gasol. Kobe comes in for Kevin Durant. And Paul subbed in for Steph Curry. That moment when the Gasol brothers competed for the opening tip really was unique. It was the first time two siblings have ever started an NBA All-Star game.
And you could sense, Kevin, that the significance was not lost on them. They both talked about how much it meant to them. It was just a really cool moment to be a part of. Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here's Bryant. Pick by Griffin. Off the pick. It's hauled in by the East All-Stars.
And this has become one of the must-see events of the year, which is obvious by all the star power in attendance here tonight.
Well, certainly the Hollywood crowd is on hand, the biggest names from the sports world, music stars. Everybody wants to be a part of All-Star Week.
Now here's Kobe after the miss from Pau Gasol. Outside Bryant, clock at 6. And that's good for 2. Bryant's got his first 2 points of the night.
Kobe getting it done. Just a gorgeous shot that time.
Outside Lowry. Pass to Carmelo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Anthony's got his first bucket in this one. Inside, poked away, taken away by Anthony. And they're scoring pretty well as we conclude the first quarter. East All-Stars lead by 4. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And we welcome you back to the NBA All-Star Game as we get set to begin the second quarter.
And guys, we've already seen some unbelievable action here tonight.
And there will be plenty more to come. We know that. All-Star action never disappoints.
And you know, the officials not giving their whistles much of a workout here tonight. Very few fouls being called.
And most of that, Greg, is because they're not playing full force defense. I mean, you're never going to see as much contact around the bucket in this game as you would ordinarily.
Paul George is out there with Anthony. Then there's Dwayne Wade. Then it's Pau Gasol. And it's Thomas in at the point. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
And guys, you know, we've had some All-Star Game shootouts over the years, but really nothing compares to what we saw last year. The teams combined for 321 points. That's just mind-boggling.
And it's the West All-Stars ball, trailing by 5.
And there's such a sense of history that surrounds the All-Star game. I mean, this is the 65th time this event has been held, and you think back on all the legends of the NBA. They've all made their mark in some way on this contest.
Here's Gasol. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over.
Every All-Star game, you can count on it. You're going to see some heart-stopping plays. That was another one.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. And you talked about NBA legends, Greg, putting their stamp on this game. How about, for instance, Wilt Chamberlain's 42 points and 24 rebounds in that 1962 All-Star game?
Wow, I mean, that was amazing. What about Michael Jordan following up his epic win in the '88 Slam Dunk Contest with 40 points and the MVP award as well the next night? So just so many great memories from this event.
Unloads from 13. Can't get it to go. Now the West All-Stars the other way. Here's the lob to the hoop. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Risky pass in a situation like that. Very lucky that wasn't a steal.
Fortunate to get it through. I thought he was headed the other way with that one.
Here's what the East is going with right now. Al Horford. He's checked in for Gasol. Monroe comes in for Anthony. And it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Dwayne Wade. Then for the West All-Stars, Gasol comes in for Dwight Howard. And Kevin Durant is subbed in for Gordon Hayward. Now Thomas following Durant's three-point attempt. Here's Butler at the elbow. Horford took the opportunity when he saw it.
Just a major size difference between the defender and shooter on that possession.
And Greg, without a hand in his face, he's simply going to spray whoever's there.
Now here's Westbrook. Lillard outside. Three-pointer, and he gets it to go. Lillard's got his first 3 points of the game.
And he's been a gem this year. I mean, there have been so many highlights for him all over the first half of this season.
And I've got a feeling, Greg, he's just getting warmed up. I think he'll be even better after the All-Star break. Some hang time on that rim puts a little whipped cream on that angel food cake there.
It's a tight ball game, and those displays of strength, Clark, can get one team rolling.
Agreed.
And also the other on its heels. Let's see how this one turns out.
And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. Outside, George. From the line. And Damian Lillard pulls it down.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Now here's Westbrook. Stolen by Monroe. And now the fast break. Thomas with the ball. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And George, here we go. It's rebounded by the West. And here we go. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And then Durant with the jam.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And what a show Russell Westbrook put on a year ago at the All-Star game. I mean, you could tell early on that he was looking to take over and leave his mark.
And the East All-Stars decide to take their first time out here. Well, and Westbrook, Greg, in that All-Star game did take over. He ended up with 41 points in about 25 minutes played, Clark.
Yeah, he got 28 shots up to get to that 41, but it was quite clear he was on a mission in that game, and he was surely the star of the show.
Here's what the East is going with right now. James checked in for George, and John Wall's subbed in for Thomas. Now, here's Butler. And Wall kicks to Horford. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two. East All-Stars have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. And he knocks down the first one. Kobe's checked in for Kevin Durant.
And, you know, the fan voting is what determines the starters in the All-Star game. Then the coaches will decide on the reserves. But either way, whether you're picked by the fans or the coaches, earning the title NBA All-Star, that's an honor none of these players will ever forget.
Curry dishes to Griffin, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
James Monroe. Nice D by Kobe. Well, Greg, one thing we know for sure, you know that every player who earned a spot on this roster is going to see his share of action. Spreading the minutes evenly, as you've always talked about, is always a top priority for these All-Star game coaches.
And you're so right, Kevin. I mean, for all the hard work these players put in to get here, I mean, each one deserves a chance, if you will, to share the spotlight. It's one of the great things about the All-Star game.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Back to Harden. To the middle. Here's Gasol. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
That was some slick passing from Harden on that one.
And Wall kicks to James. He's looking for Horford and finds him. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. Horford's got it all tied up now for the East All-Stars. On the wing, Harden, defended by Butler. Picked by Griffin. Harden the pass to Bryant. Just 5 on the clock. Lets it fly from 18. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Bryant's gone 2 for 4 so far here tonight. Harden against LeBron, and it's good. LeBron's got 9.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
Harden outside from deep three-point range. Yeah, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
That's a nice way to end the half. The big 3 to take the lead as we go to the break.
And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. West All-Stars out in front. They're up by 3. And we'll be back right after halftime for the start of the third quarter. We'll see you in a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And in this completely jam-packed arena, we are glad to have you with us. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We never get tired of having the privilege to broadcast at such an amazing and fun weekend. This year's All-Star action is no different. And on top of all that, we've got a competitive matchup underway. Both East and West All-Stars this year looking primed to put on a real show in the second half that could go down to the wire.
Wow, Ernie, well said. Anyway, the game has been pretty close up to this point, but there's going to be a moment when everyone goes into overdrive. Stops being a free-for-all with scoring, and the Stars turn it up a notch and try to win. Everyone in this game is crazy competitive, and nobody wants to go home a loser.
I think this All-Star game definitely has the makings of an exciting finish. It happens every year. Usually in the second half is when the best of the best step up and take control. Yeah, you might see some highlight plays for fun, but down the stretch, you're going to see hot competition.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game.
And we return to the NBA All-Star game. One half is in the books, and the second half about to begin.
Yeah, and I'm looking for the temperature to start to rise here a little bit in this second half.
Yeah, I'm exactly with you there. I think we'll see a little less showmanship and a little more intensity from here on out.
And not as many turnovers as we often get in this game. So good to see both teams taking care of the ball.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, surprisingly, very well controlled for the most part. Sometimes things get a little wild out there, but not so here.
On the floor for the West All-Stars, they've got Marc Gasol, Harden out there with Curry, and it's Durant, and it's Davis in at the 4 slot. Now, here is Harden, and Curry the bucket on the assist by Harden. And it's 9 points for Steph Curry.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. Well, I think he had all the space he needed. He just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. And it's Durant missing.
Nice effort on the alley-oop, but probably not a good choice.
Yeah, it looked good initially, but then broke down just as quickly.
Monroe's shot is good.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
To the paint. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. Wall's shot is off. And so here are the West All-Stars. 4-point game. Curry with it. Now Monroe defending. Outside Gasol. Here's Harden on the wing. He feeds it to Davis. 6 to shoot. Back to Harden. The West All-Stars need to get a shot off here. That is good.
He presents the defender with a serious challenge, always.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the 3rd quarter. Butler dishes the Wall. Oh! Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major throw down there. Oh, now that's an all-star dunk. That's why he's here.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action. Curry outside, and he gets it to go. Curry's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, such a crafty move. That's an all-star game special right there, folks.
That certainly isn't any regular season move. I agree with that. I mean, you save that kind of move for the big stage of the All-Star week.
He took good advantage of that screen. 12 points for LeBron.
And they're just raining threes on both ends.
Boy, I love the answer. You come at me with the 3, I'm coming right back with my own triple.
Now, here is Harden. He's got 5. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a 3-point play. And some changes here for the East. George is checked in for Monroe. Wade comes in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Kyle Lowry in for John Wall. So an almost entirely new group now for the West. Howard's checked in for Gasol. Hayward comes in for Kevin Durant. Russell Westbrook's checked in for James Harden. And it's Paul in for Curry. Now here is Horford. He's got 8.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
And that one is hammered home.
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And, Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Well, if the defense keeps giving up easy baskets like that, it won't be a lead for long.
Lowry with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. And that one's good. George. 3rd quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Davis with a screen on Lowry. To the inside, and stolen by LeBron. Here's Wade. Shot is no good. The West All-Stars will go the other way with it. Paul against George. Paul kicks to Davis. Howard, the pass to Paul. Clock at 6. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Horford. Quick hands and the ability to anticipate the opening to create a turnover, so valuable, especially for a guard, as we see 2 tremendous talents with their ability to steal that ball away.
You know, and John Stockton, the only player to have cracked the 3,000 barrier in terms of career steals. You ask the fans about Stockton, and it's his passing they'll remember. But if you ask the players he's played up against, they'll tell you it's his defense that was just as sharp.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
And the East All-Stars making a change here. DeRozan's checked in. And let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the West All-Stars.
You know, one of the big stories has been the three ball. It's been a key part of their offense throughout the game.
And you've always heard of guys being in a zone shooting, but you can be in a zone passing the basketball, and we've seen that tonight as well.
Kicks it out to Paul. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 5 assists in the game. Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin. Everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
And, guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Throws it up high. A flawless finish on the alley-oop. Now it's a 7-point West All-Star lead.
Soft touch on both ends of that pretty alley-oop.
You know, I got to say, Clark, when he threw the pass, I didn't know where it was going to go.
We saw it. Ended up right where it was supposed to, in the basket.
It sure did.
And, guys, you know what? Neither did the defense. I don't think they had a clue.
George. That doesn't go either for George.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
That's good from Howard on the assist by Bryant. Howard's got the lead up to 9 now for the West All-Stars. And it's the East All-Stars with the ball. Outside, George. Outside, DeRozan. Offside, Gasol. And it's good off the back rim and in. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Paul kicks to Griffin. Uses both hands to slam it down.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
It's George on the wing. Fires from 18. Good on that shot, and with that, the West All-Stars lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Anthony. On the wing, Bryant, defended by George. Westbrook kicks to Kobe. Howard setting the pick for Bryant. There's the feed to Paul. Down to 5 on the shot clock. To the middle. Here's Griffin. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. The free throw drops for Griffin. He's off on the second. Anthony. No good. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the fourth. Who will carry the day? West All-Stars lead by 8. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. We've been having a great time here, and we hope you have been too. The All-Star Game coverage continues. Thanks again for tuning in here to 2K Sports.
And, you know, you always look forward to this game, and this one certainly has lived up to the billing so far.
There is not another show in sports quite like the NBA All-Star Game, is there?
They've got LeBron James, Anthony out there with Greg Monroe. Then there's Jimmy Butler, and it's Wall in at the 5. That's the 5 out there for the East All-Stars.
They've been the glass eaters today, guys. A ton of effort out of them down low.
It's been a difference maker for them in this game. That's what's put them in front.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
And you know, guys, right now, they're starting to flatline, just hanging on here for dear life.
Here's Wall. James Harden picking up that last basket. He got right to the cup using that screen. And that's now 6 points for Carmelo Anthony. Gasol with it. Now Monroe defending. Harden dishes to Davis. Kicks it out to Harden. Durant in the corner. Craig Monroe with the rebound.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And Wall kicks to Butler. Shot from 12. Goes back up. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. That one on Davis. You can see the leadership qualities on display right there, guys.
You know, he's their coach on the floor. There's no doubt about that. A great communicator, a great teammate, and as you mentioned, Kevin, a tremendous leader.
He misses the free throw. Al Horford is checked in for Carmelo Anthony. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
Usually free throws are a formality for him. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there. That was almost a highlight reel play, but they couldn't quite sync up.
And Wall. Here we go now. And he goes in for the dunk.
And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
Wasted no time on that one. 14 points for LeBron.
Key buckets, and we know he delivers down the stretch.
Butler against Harden. Kicks it to Davis. Outside Gasol. Outside Durant. From deep three-point range. Durant with another miss.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling. And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst. And I think it allowed them to put that run together.
All checked in for the West. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Here's Davis. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And now both teams really in a groove.
This game already, guys, was high scoring, but they've really amped and ramped it up to another level down the stretch.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought them back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll.
And it's Butler missing. And here's the West with the ball. Durant with it. He's picked up by Wall. Shoots. Here's Davis. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
The West All-Stars making a switch here. Curry's checked in. And that one falls for Anthony Davis. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Now Wall. He dishes it to Horford. And that comes off the assist by John Wall. Wall's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Here's Curry with the three. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
You have got to make some kind of a defensive adjustment here. He is just lighting them up from beyond.
Greg, I don't know what else they can do. I mean, even when they've closed out on him, he's still been knocking them down.
Timeout called, East All-Stars. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Bryant is checked in for Durant. The West All-Stars on D, leading by 5. LeBron kicks to Horford. And Gasol sends it back. And he lobs it up toward the rim, and it's Davis with the jam.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop there.
And that's where you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
And the East All-Stars call time here. They're losing by 7. And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth quarter.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Dwight Howard, he's checked in for the West. Griffin comes in for Anthony Davis. And there's a minute 45 left in the game. And here's LeBron outside. In it goes for the 8th time in 10 tries.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Here's Curry with the three. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds now tonight. The drive by LeBron. Hits the target from 18 feet. Now just a 2-point West All-Star lead.
And that's just showing off right there, guys. I mean, he is too good with that crossover.
Here's Curry with the three. Again, Curry missing. Well, it's definitely within striking distance now.
Yeah, but they've got to make each possession count on both sides of the floor.
LeBron's shot is good.
When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they buried.
And that shot might not be the #1 option, but if the D will give it to you and you get it in rhythm, that's the one you take.
Now here's Curry. Curry with another miss.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication there.
Here's Wall. Buries it.
This is John Wall at his on-fire best.
There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Curry outside. Nails the triple.
No question about it. Curry is on fire right now.
Timeout called, East All-Stars. They're trailing by 1. We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth. LeBron outside. Back to Wall. For the three. No good. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
He drops the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throws. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
The East All-Stars call time here. They trail by 3. 19 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
Bryant.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And you can wrap this one up. Great job to stay cool at the line and finish it off.
It's good from beyond the arc. 9 seconds left in the fourth, and an intentional foul there stops the clock.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. LeBron outside. Off target with his 3. So a close game sees the West All-Stars taking this one.
And for the West, that's 2 All-Star victories in a row and 5 wins in the last 6 years. It's been a dominant decade in this event for the Western Conference. Probably a fitting illustration, guys, of where the majority of the talent is in the league these days.
Incredibly deep, you're right, and it shows year after year. Well, we hope everyone's enjoyed watching the All-Star Game 2016 as much as we have enjoyed bringing it to you. So, for Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long from Toronto.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back. Ernie Johnson with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith in the All-Star Game action now in the books. So let's take a look back at some of the footage from our All-Star Game MVP, Stephen Curry. What are your thoughts, Kenny?
He was great. 6 3-pointers tonight. Solid effort from beyond the arc. Without his contribution on the perimeter, the offense would have been stagnant and they wouldn't have had lanes. He really opened the floor for them.
Well, he had fun out there. He also didn't shy away from putting on that flash and pizzazz to make the highlights. I thought he gave the fans a gutsy performance. All the celebrities stopped looking at me and started waving at him. He had a couple of good candidates, but he deserved it.
And that'll do it for this year's All-Star Game. Some splendid talent on display tonight. For Shaquille O'Neal and for Kenny the Jet Smith and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again to start up the NBA's second half of the season.